The Dominican-owned masonry church of Aukštadvaris Parish was closed after the uprising in 1832, and the services were held in a small cemetery chapel. Later, the chapel was also handed over to the Orthodox Church, and in 1881, it burned down. At the beginning of the 20th century, Aukštadvaris inhabitants decided to re-establish their parish and build a church. Bronislavas Malevskis, the owner of the manor there, donated a land plot for the construction of the church, and a wooden church designed by the architect Antanas Filipovičius Dubavikas was approved in 1907. The church building is historicist with neo-Gothic features. The building layout is symmetrical, with two graceful towers on either side of the main facade and two two-story sacristies. The two-section towers end with four symmetrical small pediments with sun motifs, and a pointed four-sided roof with a cross on a round pedestal. The same sun motif is echoed in the other pediments of the building. On the main facade pediment, the sun motif is further accentuated by a circular, decoratively segmented central skylight. The window and tower openings in the building are arched, decorated with dripstones. The great altar is decorated with the painting of the Transfiguration of Christ by the professional artist Stanislavas Gobeta. The same author used a similar composition to decorate the processional altar. The other three smaller altars of historicist style were brought from the old Dominican church of Saint Dominic. The church interior is richly decorated with paintings. The transept's right wing includes the painting of Saint Francis of Assisi on the wall that was painted in the second half of the 19th century by the painter from Kaunas, M. Bučinskas. The same artist painted the Stations of the Cross. The paintings of Saint George and Saint Stanislaus on the side walls of the church were painted in 1913 by Juozapas Balzukevičius. Two paintings of the famous Lithuanian artist Vladimiras Didžiokas are kept in the church and the sacristy. Some of the wealth of the old Dominican church is also stored in the church. A reliquary of Saint Cross of the 18th century, a chasuble embroidered in plant patterns, a brass chandelier of the second half of 19th century. Instead of the bells that disappeared during the war, the church belfry now has a bell of 108.5 kilos, recast in Poland in 1882, and a small bell made in 1808.